Hello Knockouts, Tanya TKO here, and today we're going to be talking about sex, adult type sex, having fun, and having fun sexual fun for adults. So as you notice today, I don't have on any makeup, and so a lot of you ask about my skin and how my skin is so clear, not only on my face but all over, and I don't even have on any of the concealer either. I stopped relying on that, and I just decided to forego it and give my skin a chance to breathe, etc. Because I did used to wear the concealer under my eyes, but you'd be surprised how many chemicals exist in even a stick of lipstick, hundreds of chemicals. So I stopped. I don't really use that as much anymore either. So what I do use is I use the organic, all natural components of the Famous Face Pack. This is the TKO Skin Famous Face Pack right here. I've been using it really hardcore and consistently. It has all of the items that I use for a clear skin: the vitamin E, the fruit acid exfoliant, the complexion polish, all organic, all natural. It has the pumpkin mask, and also it comes with a free mirror and the African black soap, which is hand pressed. So if you want to find out more about that, just come over to tkoskin.com and just search for the Famous Face Pack, or go to the complexion area and you'll learn how to get a clear, beautiful complexion as well. So that takes care of that. And also the TKO Skin is what sponsors me to be able to do these videos for free. So come over and support, and you get an autographed pic. Oh, I shouldn't have said anything, but I do give more free gifts with the Famous Face Pack. Shh. So anyway, let's get right into today's video. I want to talk about sex, and I want to talk about being an adult and having fun. Now, let me just say this. This video is not intended for anyone who is still in school, for anyone who is living in your parents' house. This video is intended for people who are finished school, whose bodies have finished developing, who are able to support themselves and deal with the ramifications of intercourse. Let's say who are able to deal with pregnancy if pregnancy does occur, but who are mature enough to be able to prevent against unwanted pregnancies. After you get past a certain age, you know, the risk of pregnancy of being a life-altering or life-threatening, because pregnancy alters life, but being life-threatening or future-threatening, it diminishes, as well as coming to know yourself as a woman and as a man, etc. So this video is intended for adults. And I'm sure you can understand why. So anyway, let's get right to the video. All right. I feel that we as adults, we're not having enough fun. And I think that being an adult affords us tremendous opportunity to have more fun. But instead, what we do is it's like we waited our whole entire lives to become adults. And we wanted to become adults so that we could have our own money, so that we could have our own freedom to come and go as we please, so that we can make our own choices. And then we grow up into becoming adults and we get caught into this rut. I read this quote online once. I was like, don't grow up, it's a trap. And for many people, so many people, it is. You know, we get into this whole rigmarole. You know, I wasn't going to mention this, right? But this video was inspired by a friend of mine who contacted me over the weekend. That and a picture I put up on my Facebook page last week. So a friend contacted me over the weekend, and he told me that he had had a dream about me. Okay, so now I'm intrigued. I'm asking him questions about the dream, and he doesn't want to talk about it. So he's like, this is what he says: we were doing bad things. I was doing terrible things to you. It was so naughty. And because I started to, after I started getting on him, he started saying, oh, what I meant by terrible is that it was naughty, and when, you know, etc., etc. So I was really talking to him about the language that he was using to describe what it was that we were doing in this dream. Bad, terrible, awful. I was doing awful things to you. Then when I even corrected him, he decided to use words like naughty. And I'm like, what would happen if we changed the dialogue? If we switched the dialogue and was like, we were doing glorious things, wonderful and amazing feeling things. how would that change the mood? How would that change the perception about what it is that we were doing as adults do? So after I inquired some more and then tried to figure out how we can make this dream a reality. That's a segue. That's a segue. he's okay. Let's get back to the video. He said to me that he didn't want to because he was afraid that he would get hooked. Okay, so let's talk about that. And this is so personal. I don't typically talk about my personal life in videos, but I'm stepping out on a limb, on a branch, because I want to kind of exemplify this for other people. And as he was saying this, I am not going to argue. It's like, okay, the way that we feel is really a reflection of something going on deep inside of us, but it really made me think. It made me think, when we were children, how many children do you know who's like, oh no, I'm not going to play Legos with this person because I might like it too much and want to play some more? How many children do you know are like, oh, I don't want to go on this play date because what if I have fun on this play date and then I don't want to come home? It's like, now we know children, once they get into a good groove playing, they don't want to stop. Yes, but then they stop, they get over it, they move on or whatnot. Then they look forward to the next play date. But children are always up for an opportunity to play. You know what? This was another thing I wasn't going to say, but it just reminded me. Because you all know that me and my niece, we lived together when she was young, up until she was 6 and I moved, etc. So when she was about, I'd say maybe 3 or 4, I can't remember, but she was at that stage where mentally she was able to begin to have conversations and to be able to rationalize, etc. And she used to always come to my room and wake me up. Like she would knock on the door. The age children are when they knock on the door, and if you don't answer, they just open or burst in anyway. And then they'll stand over you and start touching your face, or or talking to you and like doing things to make sure that you wake up, playing in the room or whatever, right? So I was like, Tiara, why do you do this? I'm like, why do you wake me up? I need my sleep, right? And I'm like, Auntie has to sleep. Auntie has to sleep. And I was like, how would you like it if when you were trying to sleep, I would wake you up, right? And I'll never forget this because this was a tremendous life lesson for me. So what I did was I waited late until she decided to go to sleep, right? So I ran into her, I snuck into her room, right? And I started pushing on the bed and I'm like, Tiara, wake up, let's play. And she had just fallen asleep. You know that feeling you get when you fall asleep and you're like, oh, I don't want to wake up, right? Do you know what she did? Do you know what she did? Honestly, do you know what she did? Answer below. What do you think she did? I'll tell you what she did. When I said, Tiara, let's play, she jumped out of the bed. Sleep be damned. She jumped out of the bed and was ready to play. So we went and we played and I took her downstairs and we played until I was tired. And then I let her sit down in the chair and she started to fall asleep. And I was like, aha, I got her. Now, I was like, first time didn't work. This time is going to be her lesson. So then she started to fall asleep and she fell asleep. And I started shaking the chair. Tiara, let's play, right? And you know what she did? What do you think she did? She jumped up out of that chair. Sleep be doggone. Caution to the wind or cushion to the wind, whatever. She jumped out and she started to play. And I did this about 3 or 4 times until I realized by now it's late. I'm tired. But every single time every single time I woke her up, she played every single time without fail. And it was a tremendous lesson for me as an adult, because I'm like, okay. I'm like, well, you know, and there were so many lessons in that for me. In that playing is fun to children. Children are always looking for an opportunity to play. Even if they're sleepy, it doesn't really matter. You know, their priorities are a little bit different than ours, right? And so I thought about all of this over the weekend, and I thought about us as adults and all of the opportunities and the resources that we have. I thought about children's drawings. You know, it's like, remember when you were a child and you made those drawings with the circle for the hand, and then those little sticks, 5 little sticks for fingers, and they had a big head and a triangle body, and some of the, remember how people used to have to ask you, oh, what is this? And then you'd have to explain it to them, like explain what it is, right? And then people would be like, oh, that's wonderful. And you felt so proud of yourself because you had drawn this thing that was like covert, and nobody could really figure out what it was until you told them, and it was so beautiful and it was art. And it's like, now that we've grown up, our motor skills are better, our brains are more developed. But when was the last time you picked up, if you don't have children and color with your children, when was the last time that you as an adult picked up anything to just draw, to just have fun, to just express yourself artistically? We are all artistic. All children are artistic. But somewhere along the lines, we lose a little something. What is it that we lose, and how can we regain that back again? And so I want you all to go look up on the internet this word mandala, M-A-N-D-A-L-A, mandala, and go to the image section, print out some of these mandalas, get yourself some markers, draw the color inside these mandalas. Mandalas are a meditation tool, and while you're drawing inside of them, you're able to get into a state, into a healing meditative state, and you're able to create some art. The shapes of mandalas create, and like the different mandalas that you're drawn to, etc. So look up mandalas. Get yourself, they have marker sets at the 99-cent store. Get yourself some markers, draw. And lastly, I wanted to talk about, as adults, the different types of fun that are afforded to us. We can draw, we can color, we have money resources so that we can buy different things to have fun with. We can go on different trips. We can buy different fun style clothing. And not only that, we can have adult style fun too. We can have sexual fun. I put up this post on Facebook the other day, and in the post, I put up these pictures of these people dressed up. Oh, that's my assistant. She's here a little early, but let me hurry up. What do I do? Do I pause the video? Do I come back? What do I do? Okay, hold on. We're going to talk about the sex type fun, the furries. Let's talk about furries in a second. Okay, 1 second. I'll be right back. Okay, that was a UPS delivery. It wasn't my assistant. Good. So I don't have to be talking about furries and stuff in front of her. So listen. Okay. So the other day on Facebook, I put up a picture of some furries and asked the question, if your partner said that they had a sexual fantasy. Okay. If your partner said that they had a sexual fantasy, that you found ridiculous, which is pretty harmless, you know, dressing up as furries, would you do it? And you'd be surprised by the number of people who said that they would not. They were like, oh, it's too weird, it's this, that, and the other, oh, I draw the line there, etc., etc. And I was like, this is the way I posed the question. You can come over and see the question. Just search in the photos area. You'll see the picture of, I think it's Rainbow Bright and Apple Jacks, or whatever they are, 2 little My Little Pony people hugged up in a hug, right? And even one of the people who commented on the picture was like, "Oh, furries, there's a bad side to furries." You know, they were like, all furries are not bad, but there is a bad side to furries where people use them for sex and all this other stuff, but furries are supposed, and I'm like, since when has sex been, you know, considered bad? How long have we been thinking of sex as bad that we that we have so many things tied over or remnanted over. I'm trying to hurry. I'm coming up with words now. Left over from our childhood, where we were taught that sex is bad, or from our religions, where were taught that sex and intercourse and intimacy and all of these things were bad, etc. So there were some people who were like, they wouldn't do it if it was their partner's sexual fantasy. They still wouldn't participate in it because it was weird to them or whatnot. But the thing about it is, listen, how many of us are missing out on opportunities or not participating in opportunities to really let loose and just have some fun? You know, it's like, okay, so it's a little bit different, but your partner says that this is a sexual fantasy of theirs that they've been keeping to themselves. And that's a, you know, I need to do a whole other video talking to people about their partner's sexual fantasies, because you would be surprised how many of your partners are hiding and holding on to. If you don't know what your partner's sexual fantasy is, you are missing out on a huge portion of this person, of intimacy, and really connecting with this person as a human being. Because when people have these deep-rooted, deep-seated fantasies, they don't go away. They kind of grow. And they start to grow into a portion of discontent, depending on what it is that this person's fantasy is. Some people's fantasies are really entrenched into who it is that they are as a human being. And some of us really don't know our partners. I told you years ago I used to work on an advice line. Oh goodness, I wasn't going to talk about this, but let's talk about it anyway. Let's talk about it anyway. You know, oh gosh, I want to do a whole video about this just so I could just hone in on this, but I'll talk about it briefly in this video. There are a lot of bisexual men out there. There really are. And a lot of us women are really putting ourselves at risk and in danger because we're not willing to really get to know who our partner really is. There are a lot of people who are saying that there are things of today which are making men bisexual. But no, bisexuality has always been here from ancient days. But a lot of men, especially men who come from a machismo culture, like Black and Latino, you know, a lot of them hold on to this bisexuality that they feel, or this attraction that they have to participating in some sexual acts with a phallus or with other men. And and so, you know, a lot of us, we hold judgments about, oh, how nasty this is, this, that, and the other. But us thinking that something is nasty is not going to stop a person from doing it. The only thing that it's going to stop is us from knowing about it. So you can hold on, you can harbor your judgments if you want to, but you're putting yourself at risk. And as a culture, Black people, we are definitely, Black and Latino people, we're putting ourselves at greater risk because we hold this standard up to men that we listen. We'll talk about that in another video, please. But just keep that in mind. Keep in mind that you really need to have an open mind about your partner's sexual fantasies. Something like dressing up like furries. Turn down my volume. Something like dressing up like furries. Listen, that's the easy thing right there, because there's a whole lot of things that we don't really know about that are at the core of what turns our partner on. So with that aside, one thing that I can say is, please get to know your partner. Get to know yourself as a sexual being. As adults, we have so much more resources, mental, physical, financial, and it's limitless. It's limitless. Don't give up your fun. Have fun. You're an adult. I hope I made my whole point. I don't even know if I finished talking about the furries. But it's like, how many of us are really participating in laughing and playing with your partner, doodling, going out running, rolling around, bicycling, white water rafting, traveling, just really just having fun, or are we too busy? It's like we're here on earth to have fun. And you know, sex is listen, all sex is not created equal. It really isn't. I had to learn that the hard way. All sex is not created equal. So if you find yourself excuse me, if you find yourself tremendously attracted to another human being, sexually just really, really attracted to this person, it's a gift. It does, you don't have that with just everybody. It's a gift. And and a thing is really only what you make it. A thing is only bad in the sense that you make it bad. It could be an amazing thing to get together and exchange energies and exchange vibrations and imprint yourself on this person's DNA and have them imprint themselves on you. I mean, listen, sex is an amazing tool. It's an amazing exercise. It's an amazing exchange of energies. And these types of sexual attractions, these carnal, lustful, just, you know, so many of us attach so much badness to it. But in my opinion, it's a beautiful, beautiful thing. I remember the very first times very first, it hasn't been very often that I found a person that I'm just like, I want to eat you like a peach, just get you everywhere. It's not often that, you know, you meet a person like that. Remember the first time that it happened to me, I was really scared by it. And I took it for granted until I went through periods of life in which that just wasn't there, and that desire to co-mingle, to co-twine, our intermingle our spirits and our colors and our chakras and our auras, that feeling just wasn't there. And so I have learned to respect that. I've learned to respect that. And so when this person's talking about how this is bad and all this other stuff, oh no, honey, it was good. It really was. It was good. And I can't wait. I can't wait. I can't wait. Listen, let me get off this video. But if you made it to the end of this video, I want you to say that I will begin having a fun as an adult by XYZ. Write that down. I'm going to be looking through the comments and I'm going to be dialoguing with you all. So please write in the comments, I will have fun as an adult by, type it out. And then I will see you all later. Let's hug. I'm sweating a little bit in this video. So this will be a sweaty hug. Let me see. I'm sweating. I really am. Just the thought gets my chemicals moving. Hug me. Let me get out of here. Listen, I'm getting a side stitch. I love you all very much. Go out there and love. Okay, I have a problem today. Go out there and love one another. But most importantly, what? Love yourself. Go love yourself. Have fun. You deserve some fun. Those days of old are gone. The things your parents told you, they did the best of their ability. But you know, listen. Oh gosh, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Tanya TKO, and I am out. My website is on one of these sites. Just go look, come stay in touch with me. Stay in touch. Tanya TKO. I'm really sweating. Look, it's wet. Look, it really is. I'm done. I'm out of here. I'm going to start having fun by going out more, dressing up more. And you know what I mean. Listen, I'm out of here. I'm out of here. Time to go. Peace.